Thank you so much. Thank you. 谢谢大家. Where are you? Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming. This is so nice of you. I don't know about you, but we've all been craving live music amongst many other things in the last year and a half, so I'm so happy that the JP PORCHFEST is possible. And thanks again so much for joining. You know that tomorrow's part of the PORCHFEST has been pushed to next Saturday because of the hurricane. And I already want to announce that after me playing until 12, we'll be hosting the Departure Duo, which is Nina Guo and Eddie Cass. They're amazing. She is a soprano, he's a double bass, so they'll be playing right there. So you might want to stay for this. Okay, so what I've been playing was Johann Sebastian Bach's Toccata and Fugue in D minor, as you will have recognized. So under the motto of J.S. Bach on a JP Porch, I wheeled out my 550-pound Rogers electronic pipe organ. It is an electronic imitation of a 3-manual 1, 2, 3 and pedal pipe organ, but it's an imitation. So I'll show you a picture of a real pipe organ at least. Just give me 1 second, please.
Get it all going, Friedhelm.
So this is a Schnitger organ somewhere in northern Germany. And the organ like this one is actually a 500-year-old technology of a synthesizer. Okay. Why am I saying this? Because for each of the keys, there's a pipe, an individual pipe, as you can see in the upper left. And the lower pipes, the longest pipes, are played, they're on the left, they're played by the lower keys, right? And the highest pipes, the shortest pipes, are played by these keys. So just like in a harp, the long strings are low pitch, short strings are high pitch. So, but I was saying the organ is a synthesizer because not only can you play regular pitch, but you can pull another row of pipe. Here you go. That's what the organ looks like in the back. And then it sounds an octave higher. Sorry. Here we go. Or there's another row of pipes, which is a quarter size. They sound another octave higher. And there's even tiny, tiny short ones. So if you can hear that still, your hearing is pretty good. Okay. Also, there is the pedal, which always plays the bass line with the feet. And you can have normal-sized pipes in the pedal that sound like this. Or you have double the size, they sound deep part. Or you have 30-foot-long pipes, they sound like this. Can you hear this even? Still keep going downwards. So the lowest that it can produce like 100 hertz or so, and the highest it can produce is this. Okay, so the organ is a synthesizer because you can combine these. So you can play or you can add these. But it also has, so it's a bunch of upside down recorders, right? In a recorder, I happen to have one here. Never mind. In a recorder, you shorten the pipe by opening the holes, and you have a row of pipes, okay? And finally, in the organ, you have reeds that are more like a clarinet. They're not a bunch of upside down recorders, but they have reeds, and they sound like this. Like a trumpet or so, okay? But I stop talking now. I want to give you an example. One of J.S. Bach's pieces. It's actually an introduction to a hymn. And I played twice. First I played like a bunch of recorders, like soft, wood type sounding. And then I'll play it much louder and also faster, and I add the metal pipes, the high-pitched pipes, and the reeds. Okay? So I first want to give you the melody of the hymn. It goes something like this. Or the repeat. Okay, first soft. Oh, actually, Bach adds this interesting motive in the other voices. But you'll hear the melody float on top. Soft first. Bach's, it's the only thing I can play, Bach's Little Fugue in G minor. Okay, so arguably J.S. Bach was the most accomplished composer of a genre called the fugue. What is a fugue? The fugue has a subject, which is just a melody. It's just called subject. And it's always introduced at the beginning, this melody, to get you to know it. And then it has to go through cycles, through all four voices: soprano, alto, tenor, bass, okay? Where the bass is always played on the pedal board. And then comes a little interlude, and then the subject, the melody, appears again, maybe now alto, soprano, tenor, bass. And it's almost like when you listen to a fugue, like a good friend of yours is coming to visit you under different circumstances. Relaxed ones, dramatic ones, purposeful ones, just pleasant ones. being always your reliable friend. So once you recognize the subject, it goes through the entire fugue. And so this little fugue in G minor, actually, you could have composed yourself. I give you 3 things. It's all you need. So I'll give you a scale. And since it's the little fugue in G minor, I'll give you a G minor scale, which starts, let me switch to synesthesia. Oops. Can you see the keyboard now? Okay. So the G minor scale is this. But I also give you a chord, which is 3 notes at the same time. And I give you the tonic chord, which is on the G, which is on the bass line. Okay. And I give you the dominant, which is on the 5th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this one. And the thing about the dominant is the tonic rests in itself. G minor, I'm the G minor chord. The dominant is restless. It always needs to be resolved into the tonic. Or, okay. So let's have a little look how Bach did this. So he starts with, 1 second please, page 46, here we go. He starts with a tonic chord in an upward loop. That means he ends in this little downward third, which is actually sweetness in music. Do you hear that? It's like little kids call each other, right? So he goes very sweet, which is nice and sweet, but also a little lame, because he even goes back to the tonic. Listen to this. Very restful, a little boring, right? But then he does another loop. And he jumps into the dominant. And that makes it restless. Now he goes back and forth between the tonic and the dominant. And then he has to come down from the double bars, like in the Olympics. And he's back home. Okay? So the subject is... Okay, you could have thought of this, right? No problem. So this is the subject, and you'll hear it appear in all the different voices, your pleasant friend visiting you. So please greet him or her when he or she comes by. If you don't recognize your friend, that means we are in one of these interludes. But it won't take long, and the subject will come back. So that was the little fugue in G minor. Okay, I'm very monomanic. It's always Bach, it's always fugues. Let's have another one. But this may be one of the most intricate ones he ever composed because it's a triple fugue. Okay, so now that we know how to write a fugue, definitely you could have done this because the subject is only 7 notes. Can you believe that? Okay. And it's in E flat major, which in the Baroque was the festive key signature. So it's in a pretty festive mood. And let me introduce the subject to you again. So we have to go here. Okay. I give you the little tricks. I give you the E flat major scale. I give you the tonic chord, and I give you the dominant on the 5th. This one. Again, dominant is tension, wants to be resolved. Okay. Now, Bach, how does he do it? He only has 7 notes, he knows that. So, use them judiciously. And so he doesn't even start on the tonic. He doesn't start on E flat major, E flat. He starts on the 5th. And he makes it a very long note. He makes it a full note, which is kind of setting himself up for boredom again. But he goes down a small third, which again is sugar in music. Like little kids calling each other, the cuckoo, things like that. Okay, so he does this. But then he jumps up a 4th, and that in music is alarm, call to action. So he goes very sweet, and then he goes up, but now he settles back on the king, so it's kind of relaxing it. But then he jumps up again another 4th. And now just to confirm this keynote, he goes down 1/2 note back up, so it's like this. And he adds a rhythm to make it more interesting. It goes like this. So you heard it came already in the alto. Now he can't wait. It's only 7 notes, but he composed it in a way that you can smush them together. So he can't wait until the subject is done. He adds the other subject. You'll hear that here. Okay. Yeah, let's play it. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, but I wasn't giving you the full story. It's a triple fugue, so that was only the first part. Okay. So, he adds 2 more subjects, and then, as you will see in the end, he blends them. So, we know this one. The next one is a little bit of a mumbo-jumbo, but you'll hear it's related to the other one. And then, at some point, he mixes them, and it sounds like this. Okay. I already let you know the third part, and that is really festive, E-flat major, celebratory. It goes like this. Okay, what I do, I play the last measures of the first part, and then go right into the second part and into the third. So when you recognize the subject, please greet your nice new friend. Wow, thanks so much. Even the Zicades, I think, are in E flat major right now. So it all fits. Great. Okay. So how are we doing for time? I have one more piece. And this is actually the corresponding prelude to this fugue. So Bach composed this, what he calls the third part of the Klavierübung, which means piano practice. That's actually organ practice. And it's a set of dozens of, I think, liturgical pieces to the Lutheran Mass. And the fugue that I just played wraps it in the end. And the prelude that I'm playing starts it off. So this prelude is also in E flat major, which is the festive key signature. And it starts with what's called a French overture style, which is a very punctated rhythm, something like this. Things, and then, but it also has these flute recorder type sounding like things. They're very high pitched. They almost sound like birdsong. Okay, so the E flat major prelude. So when Bach composes happy, he usually composes really happy. So I think to me, this piece is in a kind of a mood of peaceful exuberance, maybe. you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Great. Awesome. Thank you. Now it's my greatest pleasure to introduce the departure duo, Nina Guo and Eddie Cass.